Hi everybody. I'm very honored to have been invited to this forum on future of museums. I'm deeply sorry not being able to be with you today, but I'm very happy to speak about the Centre Pompidou, its original project and its ambition for 2030. 2030 will be the year of a big expected project between the city of Busan and the Centre Pompidou. Project that will be the continuation of a very rich history of collaboration between Korea and the Centre Pompidou, with a lot of exhibitions co-organized between Korean colleagues and the Centre Pompidou in the past years and in the coming years. Let me also express my deep thanks to the organizers, because in the time we are going through with uncertainty prevailing, opportunity to discuss our vision, our ambition among international museum world colleagues. It's very important and very useful to draw the future of museums that we have in common. As many of you around the table today, I'm convinced that the success that the museums all over the world got after the COVID-19 crisis, but also after the various confinements, is the confirmation of the interest in the social construction of the museums today. Facing uncertainty, visitors are happy to visit museums where they find an intellectual security, trusting the information given to them inside the museum, but also being convinced that they are welcome to discuss this information. Museums are also the place, despite the question of digitalization, where we can have a shared experience among people that we know, but also with other people that we don't know. Close to us, but also very far from us, from the various countries of the world. And that's this goal, this ambition, that we are happy to tackle today. The Centre Pompidou was created at the late years of 1960s and opened in January 1977. It was an innovation for the museum of those times. First of all, because it's architectural utopia, using visible technical elements that have never been exhibited before, but in the continuation of a vision of architecture of the Gothic times, but also considering the museum not as a palace, but as a village, anti-temple of cultures. It was also an innovation, and especially for France, in terms of governance. From the moment it opened, the Centre Pompidou brought together not only a museum, but also the most popular library of France, the Bibliothèque Publique d'Information, and a brand new research center on sounds and music, the IRCAM, to have a totally multidisciplinary project, including fine arts, performing arts, music, and also literature. And this was totally new in the world of the 1970s, and it opened a model that have been followed by many museums in the world, and especially in France. You may not know, but the Grand Louvre project for the Louvre Museum is driven by the example of the Centre Pompidou. But also a place, a new kind of social place, connected to the city and to the people. A place open to the outside world, and not a hidden place, bringing together several public services, including post office and other shops that you were not used to find in a museum at that time. So you understand, innovation has always been at the heart of the artistic and cultural project of the Centre Pompidou. Now we continue to be at the top of the innovation, and we are happy to welcome in our collection new kind of works since the beginning. We have been the first in France to collect video art, non-digital art, protocol art, and 2 years ago we have been the first institution to collect NFT works. That was a challenge for the rules of the French states, which give the collection, the national collection of France, the status of non-soldable works. So NFT, we have been choosing roughly 20 NFT from 13 artists with the same attention to break in technology but continuity in terms of history of creation, seeing in NFT the continuation of the search of artists, of new way of creation first, and then the assuring the question of authentication of their works. Question already raised almost 2 centuries ago with the cast of sculptures or the prints of original photographs. Of course, we continued last year with a very ambitious project on IA and art, and we commissioned 6 works to artists, with 1 works entering in our collection. The works is made by Eric Baudelaire and consists in 3 IA devices conversing among themselves. Why we love this work is, of course, because it's based on IA technology, but also it's questioning the future of this technology, and it's the epitome of what art and artists can bring to the conversation on the question, the fear that we can have today. Of course, we continue to promote a multidisciplinary approach and cutting-edge research. We have followed a program of research and restitution of this research to the public for mutation and creation, mixing engineering, science, art, and innovation. And for example, the IRCAM, Sound and Music Research Institute incorporated in the Centre Pompidou, gained the France 2030 project to develop augmented sound immersion in live performances with new virtual reality device that will be, of course, offered to the rest of the world, but used inside the Centre Pompidou and its program. And of course, we are continuing to rethink the collection, the National Collection of France. I'm the director of the National Museum of Modern Art, which is also the Contemporary Art Museum of France. And of course, we are rethinking the history given by the collection of works from every field, as I told you, from 1900 to today. And of course, we have been very, very cautious to give more diversity to the image of contemporary art we are given today, but also to rethink the history of the 20th and the 21st century with a focus on female artists, new continents, new media, to get the most of what we can expect from a a cultural vision of creation rather than a more Occidental vision of the world. And that's also the benefit of what we are discussing today. Of course, the Museum of the Future for the Centre Pompidou is a new way to reach audiences and to address what we are doing to the public. We have been creating new tools for in-person or remote visit with a chatbot in 2021, but also a digital twin that will be launched during the closure of the Centre Pompidou, which is a way to continue our activities, but just one element in what we are calling the constellation of activities that we are launching now. Constellation which is given by a lot of exhibitions, program, and digital offer. But also, how can we get to other visitors? We have been trying new experiences outside visitors, but with original works. That's our program One Day, One Work, where we are bringing a work of art in a place where you are not using to see art. With, of course, a lot of education people to explain what we are doing. And it's a very successful program that we enlarge with a truck that is traveling all around France and maybe later Europe or overseas, with again original works, not digital, not projection, but original works in a small exhibition that you can settle in every place in the country with educational people and have a small national museums at close to everybody. And of course, we are also developing the relation between exhibition, works, and practices. And that's the 1,000 Forms project that we are developing in various cities of France and probably overseas in the future, which invites an artist to work on a presentation of its works, but with the participation of the visitors. So inclusion, diversity, participation is of course at the core of our program. And also we are now working on the 2030 Centre Pompidou, which will reopen in Paris in its original and landmark building. We know that in 2030, visitors are not expecting to find back exactly the same building with the same spaces, and we are co-creating with them with a panel of discussion to see what they are expecting from that building, but also from our institution, to get closer of what will be a social center for the new society of 2030 with this generosity and hospitality project that we are developing in our architecture. Of course, we are very cautious on renewing the commitment to sustainability and environmental topic. We have an annual green strategy that that rests on the management and maintenance of our building, and the project of renovation is very important in that matter because we will get a 60% energy saving result. We are also rethinking how we produce exhibitions to include environmental standards in the programs. And of course, we are raising the public awareness through our programmation. The Centre Pompidou became the first cultural institution to get the high environmental quality certification, and we will be happy to continue all these activities for the Centre Pompidou in 2030. Again, our building, when you see images of the project, has to rethink how we are dealing with a collection of more than 150,000 objects in a rotation that is available to the public. It's no use to increase the space of our permanent exhibition for the collection, but to do how we are experiencing its collection. The architectural project of the Centre Pompidou is based on non-construction but conversion of some unused space, and the main one being the parking lot under the piazza in front of the Centre Pompidou, giving in the future the space of one level of the Centre Pompidou, which will be devoted to cultural programs and pluridisciplinarity cultural program that you can't get in one level outside this place. So it's a kind of renovation without extension of our building, following the philosophy of Renzo Piano and Richard Rogers, who thought their building more than 50 years ago as a place being able to evolve for our needs that we didn't know at the time the building has been created. And that's we are exactly doing now in a philosophy which is coherent with the expectation of our times. Of course, the incarnation of this vision will be the Agora, which was the place where we are welcoming people since 50 years, a place which is an artistic place, but also a social place, and that we want to reload with the new space that we are creating, because we always have to deal with being a way of exhibition, but also a way of creation. And we hope, thanks to our project, to be able to gather all kinds of public, but first of all, to be the meeting point of creators of today and of the past, with the most various visitors that we can imagine. Let me close my discussion, my speech, with some words of Richard Rogers, one of the architects, who wanted to be the Centre Pompidou a place for all people. This project is still accurate for our times, and we are redoing it in the context of the 2030 years. And we can do that, we can success only with the contribution of all our colleagues, visitors, and that's why I thank you again for your invitation. And I wish you the best for this forum, which is very important, and I'm happy to contribute to the friendship between Korea and France, Korea and the Centre Pompidou. Many thanks for your attention.